before you pulled that trigger. It wasn't for death. It was to go to a better place. Kayla, if you had died that night, you wouldn't have gone to a better place. So the night before, I caused your stepfather to stumble. That made him reconsider the prospect of keeping a loaded gun in his pocket. So he removed the clip and unknowingly saved your life. It's not the first time I saved your life. And it won't be the last either. Kayla, what do you want?
I just want to stop hurting.
I can't promise you that all your problems will disappear overnight. You have a hard road ahead of you. But I can tell you that you'll have a peace and a purpose that will not only survive, but it'll thrive and grow. If you trust me. Will you follow me?
Yes.
Will you forgive all those people who hurt you? Even as I forgive you?
Yes.
Even Jake?
How can you ask me to do that? You saw what he did to me.
Kayla, look what he's done to me. You paid a heavy price for your stepfather's sins. It's the same price I paid for your sins. Now, Kayla, I want you to go back to Los Angeles. And I want you to tell the police what your stepfather did. He wanted to go to jail. To understand that there's a price that has to be paid for sin, even in this fallen world. But Kayla, I don't want him to go to hell. I want him to come to me so I can forgive him, so I can give him new life. And you know, there's another reason that I want you to forgive him. If you don't, all the anger and resentment will just poison every relationship you have, even ours. If you want to love, you have to abandon hate. Don't let anger steal your joy.
I forgive him.
And I forgive you. You ought to be ashamed of yourself. Taking advantage of an emotionally distraught little girl. Nick, why are you fighting me? What have I done to make you hate me? Hate you?
You think I've given you enough thought to hate you? I hate federal regulators. I hate taxes. I hate sitting in coach. You don't warrant hate. You warrant exactly what I've been giving you all this time. Indifference. I don't want you. I don't need you. I'm not like these losers.
You don't need anything else in your life, Nick?
I'm living the American dream. 11 years in the NFL, 9 Pro Bowls, 2 Super Bowl rings, a sack record that no one's come close to touching yet. a restaurant chain that I'll take public in a couple of years for hundreds of millions of dollars. I've got everything I want.
What does it profit a man to gain the whole world and lose his soul?
It's not love of money that keeps him away from me, Melissa.
Thank you.
It's pride.
Here we go with pride again. Give pride a break. You show me someone without pride, and I'll show you a bum. Someone who's taking more from society than what he's giving.
So that's what motivates you, giving?
No. But when I succeed, other people do too. When I sack the quarterback, I help my whole team. And look at my restaurants. Each one of them employs 25 to 40 people. That doesn't include my vendors, doesn't include corporate, doesn't include my suppliers. Every one of those families is doing better than mine did when I was growing up.
Funny how it always comes back to your dad's fruit stand, Nick. Did you not feel loved as a child?
Of course I felt loved.
Did you feel secure?
I felt secure.
Then why do you have so much disdain for your youth, Nick? Why were you so embarrassed?
I wasn't embarrassed.
Nick, I'm gonna call you on that one. As a child, you were happy. You spent all your summers working with your father at the fruit stand, listening to his stories, marveling at the way people came just to talk to him. Everybody liked your father. You have to admit you got your work ethic from him, Nick.
I got a lot of things from him.
But not what he wanted you to have the most. When you were a child, everybody was pretty much the same. Working class, lower middle class. Nobody was rich or unduly privileged. But when you got into high school, suddenly you were with the sons of doctors and lawyers and businessmen. People that the rest of the world thought were very successful. And it all comes down to the summer before your sophomore year. You're working the fruit stand like you always did. And Cliff and Bobby came. They saw you in your white apron and they thought that was the funniest thing in the world. And your dad's accent. You used to have an accent, Nick. You got rid of it, didn't you?
You think you're so smart.
But you had football. Coach didn't care whether you were rich or poor. All he cared about was your performance on the field. And you excelled. Sports was your ticket. And suddenly you were no longer little Mickey Crescetti in a white apron, the son of the fruit vendor. You were Crusher Crescetti. God help the man who would laugh at you.
Really want to mess with me?
Relax, Nick. Have a piece of pie. It's your grandmother's recipe.
I'll give her this. She was a great cook.
That's because she sprinkled a generous helping of love on everything, didn't she, Nick?
I don't remember her.
Memory is a funny thing, Nick. It can remain perfectly hidden for years, even decades, and then come flooding back because of a picture or hearing a song, smelling a scent, or even a taste.